Getting rejected from your top choice college really hurts. Getting deferred is stressful. Hi, I'm Stephanie with Principia Consultants, and today we're going to talk about letters of continued interest and why you should write one and send one. Ideally, you do want to send these out pretty shortly after you receive your decision, but there are some other factors to consider. The most effective letters of continued interest do update schools about what you've been doing since you last applied. While you typically want to send the letter while the school is reviewing new regular decision applications, it does kind of make sense to wait if you've got something coming up that you know would be more interesting to update the school with. And one more thing to make sure of is that the school actually wants you to send a letter. For example, UNC Chapel Hill specifically says not to update the school with new letters of recommendation, and when a student of mine recently reached out, they did tell him specifically, do not send us a letter of continued interest. Okay, so to start outlining the letter, first make a list of everything that you have done since you applied in November or October for some schools. Maybe you won some kind of award, or if you were working on research, you finally got a co-authorship. Maybe you have a part-time job and you were recently promoted to a front-end manager or like a key holder position. Maybe your GPA went up. The point is to show them that you have continued to improve yourself, that you didn't just stop doing everything you were doing before because you were applying to college. Now, if you feel like you haven't really done anything significant since you last applied, don't panic. You can still use this letter as, the title kind of intends, which is showing the school you are still interested and you plan to matriculate if you are accepted. It might help to look into what the school has been up to. Maybe the department that you applied for has published something new that's really fascinating to you. Or maybe they didn't really give you a lot of room to expand on why you chose the school. So you could use the letter to talk about how you're a good fit for the school. We're going to talk a little bit more in part 2, how you can actually format all of these things. But I do at this point want to encourage you to just take a deep breath. I know the college application process is really stressful. If you applied regular decision to other schools that are also competitive, this could be the time to think about what you might do if come April, when you hear back from those schools, you find yourself on a wait list, because letters of continued interest work then too. If you're really worried about your college admission prospects, take the next couple of months to really think about what gaps exist in your resume, why you might have not gotten into as many schools as you had hoped, and address those gaps. Don't shoehorn a bunch of activities onto your resume. Take some time, actually reflect, and think about what would make sense for you to do right now. Don't just shoehorn a bunch of activities into your resume. Actually take some time, get creative, and think about a big impact project or something significant enough that it does change the narrative of your application or makes the narrative of your application just make sense a little bit more. Maybe try to secure a summer internship, submit your research or your writing for publication, or maybe start a new initiative through one of the clubs that you're already a member of. But either way, I still think you should write the letter of continued interest now for the schools that you applied early to. Show them why you would be a successful student at their university. The optimal position for any high school senior to be in right now is to have a few accomplishments in the works. Well, that's not true, actually. The optimal position for a high school senior right now is to have been accepted to their top choice school. Congratulations if that is you. I hope that any high school juniors watching this right now see how crucial timing is for the college application process. Competitive colleges get enough applicants that they do not need to wait for anybody. We are going to talk about how to actually outline your letter if you already know the list of things that you want to update your colleges with in part 2. But if you are in 11th grade right now and you're watching this, or you're listening to all of your friends who are seniors talk about how stressful this has been, heed their warnings. And if you do have any questions, leave a comment down below. We're here to help.